Let's take a look at the play, The Playboy of the Western World, performed in 1907, which was written by J.M. Sin. Let's see the introduction to the play. The Playboy of the Western World caused riots during its opening week in Dublin in 1907. Inspired by his close observations of the inhabitants of the Aran Islands of the western coast of Ireland, Synge based the play on a historical incident. His realistic yet poetic depiction of that incident and manners and mores of Irish life angered many who thought the play indecent and guilty of promoting negative stereotypes. Critical acclaim, however, has grown over the years to the point where it now is regarded as a masterwork of one of the most highly regarded Irish playwrights in the modern age. The play focuses on the reception given to Christy Mahone as he wanders into a small Irish village, declaring that he has just murdered his father. The villagers initially embrace Christy, determining that his courageous act has made him the playboy of the Western world. Their vision of him, however, soon changes as the plot develops. In his depiction of the interaction between Christy and the villagers, and especially of the relationship between Christy and Pagan Flaherty, an attractive, strong-willed young local woman, Synge explores the effects of social conventions and celebrates the power of the imagination. That's all for the introduction to the work. Now let's get into the summary. Christy Mahone, a lad from Kerry, is taken into a pub in Mayo, where he tells and retells each time, embellishing more elaborately the tale of killing his father. The publican's daughter, Peggy Mike, quickly becomes enamored of Christy, and the two pledge love. When Mahone's father abruptly appears, Christy is discredited, and the same people who earlier valorized him suddenly turn against and punish him. In one of the richer ironies, Christy departs in the company of his father, leaving Peggy to wed Sean Keogh, a timid boy in tall to the church. Christy is another of Synge's nomadic heroes, one who first takes to the road without a father or a place to the world. Later, he is a man who still has no home but has arrived at a firm sense of identity. He ultimately opts for a life free of church and society and seeks a natural freedom. Christy defines tyranny, and although yearning for Peggy's love, he settles the isolation as an alternative to conformity. The view of the peasantry is particularly complex. They are suspicious, narrow, bigoted people who ironically have a remarkable sensitivity to narrative extravagance and individuality. These are not idealized figures, but people in whom a passion for life is unquenchable. When Peggy wails, "Oh my grief, I have lost him surely, I have lost the only playboy of the Western world," she expresses her sorrow over losing a lover and the anguish of realizing that she has betrayed her best instincts and agent of personal freedom and liberation. In Peggy, readers will find the same paradox that Synge creates in the peasants in general, people who often realize and desire more than they accept in their lives. In Christy, Synge presents his most developed view of the artist. He quickly develops from a backward boy into a sophisticated poet who discovers a language he never knew he had in him, a language of imagination which sets him apart from quotidian existence. He accepts a life of the imagination, one of complete freedom, where sensibility is raised to its highest pitch. Although decidedly idiomatic, his speech is rich in figurative tropes and densely textured. Since artfully recreated Irish English habits of flexible word order, elaborate turns of phrase, and rhetorical exaggeration no other writer before him had.